Hey everybody, it's Dan, and I'm standing up here really close to the fence for a reason. Because I am going to tell you to get off the fence. Straddling the fence means it might be TMS, it might be structural. I know I've gone through the assessments and it says it's TMS, but this sure feels structural. And straddling the fence, it's kind of like my freak out statement. Nobody ever got better by freaking out. Nobody ever got better straddling the fence, right? Plus, it's not very comfortable up there anyway. You ever climb a fence as a kid and you get up there and one leg's over, one leg's on the other side, and that fence is digging into your rear end? It's not very comfortable. I will tell you, as it relates to TMS, any type of symptoms, any type of mind-body disorder, dysfunction, straddling the fence is not comfortable because it's really, really tough to move forward if you're sitting up on that fence. So, what do you want to do? I'm going to encourage you to hop on over to the mind-body side, to the TMS side, to the stress illness side, and just make a decision, finally. Okay, I've done the assessments. Everything points me to TMS. And despite the fact that the symptoms are doing weird stuff and feel different, and I feel something in my body, so it must be structural. And look, maybe you've had the scans with the doctors, the imaging studies, and they have or have not found anything, and they're saying, look at the MRI, and that's causing you to doubt everything. And maybe you've been in the medical wormhole for years, with all sorts of doctors telling you all sorts of different things. I'm going to encourage you to do the assessments, and if you're not sure where they are, go to the Pain For You group in Facebook, and at the very top there's an announcement. It says, unsure if you have TMS, and then you read more, and guess what? There's 3 of them there. Do the assessments. Do all 3 of them. Why? Because there's nothing more important for you to do. You know, I get emails a lot, and I'll ask people, have you done the assessments? And they'll say, no, not yet. Well, so that's step number 1. Learn about what TMS is. Step number 2, figure out if you've got it, if that's what's causing your issues, right? Really going to be tough to move forward, and people are like, well, should I start journaling? I'm like, well, if you don't know if you have TMS yet, journaling may not be the answer, or feeling your emotions may not be the answer, right? So I'm laying out this framework. You got knowledge, assessment, and acceptance, right? That's huge. You may take an assessment and it says, yep, you've got TMS. But if you're sitting on that fence over there and you're not accepting the TMS assessment as the reason for your pain or symptoms, then you're still kind of stuck, and the rest of the process, even if you do it well, may not get you the results you want. So, knowledge, assessment. Third part of this framework is process. Process meaning emotional discovery. Feel your feels, right? Actually do a daily process of feeling your emotions. Why do we do that? Because the brain is trying to distract you from your emotions, which it believes are dangerous, scary, overwhelming, and don't fit with your self-image. Well, as long as the brain feels that these emotions need it, if the brain feels it needs to protect you from these emotions, it's going to keep doing it. So how do you prove to the brain and teach it? Train the brain like a dog. How do you teach it? Repetition. I can feel these emotions, and I'm still okay. Look at me. Sun is still out, sun's in my eyes, I'm still good, even though I just felt some pretty intense emotions, right? So that's what the process, the emotional discovery is about. And then mindset, I talk about that all the time, right? You got to get the attitude of indifference, awareness, you know? Are your thoughts leading you down into a dark alley all the time? You know, we have the ability of deciding that's not serving us anymore. Catastrophizing all day long and worrying about our future isn't helping us, right? And at the core and the foundation of all this stuff is just that emotions are safe, they're cool, they're normal, they make us human. So that's kind of it in a nutshell. But you got to get off the fence, because I never saw anybody, none of my coaching clients, nobody I saw in the groups, for somebody who is squarely on the fence, I haven't seen those people get better yet. Because as long as you think your body is at fault and this is a physical problem, you're going to have a tough time convincing the subconscious brain to let go of this distraction strategy. So, not a lot more to say there. If you're still not sure, do the assessments. And if the assessments say TMS, it's TMS. These assessments were formulated by real medical doctors, experts in the field. So go to the Pain For You group. If you're not a member yet, join. And then do the assessments. Do all 3 of them. Why? Because if you're unsure and you're still straddling the fence and still trying to convince yourself that it's physical, you might need a consensus from 3 different types of assessments to really convince you otherwise. And look, what I've said recently to a couple of coaching clients is there's no downside to hopping off the fence and deciding. It's a decision. There's no downside in deciding that you have TMS and deciding and committing to a daily practice of the emotional discovery, soothing yourself, meaning, some meditation, deep breathing, get outside, whatever it takes for you to bring your nervous system down and convince your brain that despite feeling those emotions, I'm still good, I'm safe, right? You gotta decide, yes, I have TMS, and yes, I'm going to do this daily committed practice. Right? Because what we practice grows stronger. And if you want to teach the brain, the subconscious, repetition is the only way to go. You really got to be consistent with it. If you do this emotional discovery once a week, you think that's going to be enough? I don't. Right? So, get the knowledge. If you don't know much about TMS yet, get a book by Dr. Sarno, Steve Ozanich, Nicole Sachs. Hopefully in a few months my book is going to be done, and that will be available as well. And the framework that I just kind of laid out here will be featured in the book as well. So, anyway, get off the fence. There's no benefit to staying on the fence and thinking, well, it might be physical. That's not going to protect you, right? Deciding that your body is fine and it's all TMS, it's created in the mind, that's necessary to get better. Second guessing it will keep you stuck. It'll keep you stuck on that fence because you're not going to be sure if you should go see a doctor, the pain specialist, a chiropractor, a physical therapist. You're not sure if you should be taking the drugs. You're not sure if you should do any of that, or if you should do this emotional discovery work. And as long as you haven't made a decision, you're probably not going to do much of either, right? And I'm not suggesting that the physical cures are the way to go. Absolutely not. I mean, from everybody that I've ever seen get better, and I've seen a lot of people get better, it's when they rejected the physical cause of pain. They got off the fence. They said, okay, this is absolutely it. This is what's going on with me. And then they decided to commit to the work, the emotional discovery, soothing. Getting the mindset right is so big. And then, you can get better pretty fast. So, get off the fence. And we'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks.